Hey, thanks for joining us here on our 6th installment of Buster's Glitch Ass Gaming Podcast. I'm Tony Flowers, and of course, I'm here with my co-host, Oscar Warrior.
Hello.
What up, dude?
Hello. What's up, bud? How you been?
I'm good, man. Yeah, I haven't seen you all week. You had the whole week off, so figured I would just like catch up with you real quick. How were your days off?
They were excellent. Honestly, didn't do much. Just hung out pretty much the entire time with my lady. It was just me and the lady.
This was anniversary, right?
No.
No?
You texted me that, and I was like, oh. Probably.
What the hell?
I won't
I swear to
respond
God,
to
it was.
No.
What did I get wrong?
I
missed it.
No, there wasn't any occasion for it. We just we had some vacation time off, so we thought just using it like to stay at the house, get some stuff done around the house. And
okay.
yeah, our anniversary I think is in November, and I know that sounds really bad. That sounds really bad, but I have like 3 anniversaries I have to remember. There's the day we met, the day we started dating, and the day we actually got married. And she remembers all 3, so I'm supposed to remember all 3 as well.
No, I get you, man. I don't remember the day Chelsea and I met, but I do remember that our actual wedding it was in November. I don't remember what day it was. I want to say I don't want to guess. I have the paper somewhere that'll tell me. But then like our anniversary, like when we started dating, was October 1st. So we just kind of go by that. It's always October 1st.
October 1st.
I'm cool with that one. And so we just call that our anniversary and leave everything the fuck else out. But yeah, I don't know where the hell I thought. I was like, they're taking the whole week off. Must be their anniversary or something, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, when I saw that text, I was like, I started laughing to myself, and I just didn't reply.
Like, you fool.
Yeah, no, we stayed home pretty much, and then we hung out with her parents because we don't see them too often outside. Because we go like at the end of the work day on Saturday and Sunday to go see them. But we don't stay for too long because me and Tanya are pooped by the end of the workday. So we actually went to go hang out with them for Saturday. Yeah, and just
very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, we just played games. We've been trying to finish It Takes Two, but like we're enjoying the hell out of that. Yeah. I'll get more into detail later on because we have a section dedicated for that.
We sure do.
How about you, bud? How was work?
Work was fine. It's how it is. As soon as I clock out, it's like I wipe my memory clean of that whole day. So if the following day, the supervisors or something ask, "Hey, do you remember this thing?" I'll be like, "I have no idea what you're talking about."
Fuck no.
So work was work, but yeah, I don't think I told you this. My car battery died.
Yes.
I did tell you. Okay, well, I'll tell everybody else. So the warranty was for 3 years. And this fucker died in under 2, so we decided to get the alternator checked out. It was like $200 for the diagnostic.
Damn.
Our buddy Ray, he knows his way around a car, and he gave me some tips to test it myself if I ever needed to check it again down the road. Or he said he could check it out for me. But the point is, I could have saved $200 right there. Just either. Yeah, the tests he was telling me about they seem really simple. You can just do it yourself. But yeah. The alternator was fine, $200 for peace of mind, I suppose. But then they came back saying that the shocks and struts needed some love.
Yeah.
So since this is our only car, we have to take good care of it. We said, fuck it. We got the shocks and struts done, the spark plugs, new tires, and the alignment, and it runs like a dream, man.
Nice.
It's funny because I would have said the same thing before we got the work done. She's so much more in tune with how it should feel. So she's usually the one to go, "Hey, do you feel that? Or do you notice this?" And I'm usually assuming that she's just overthinking something because I'm not noticing a damn thing.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. I have the same shit. I'll have like a mini panic attack when I feel like my car's not driving the way it's supposed to.
Yeah, it's weird, man. Like I don't notice it. She notices it. But it's crazy. Like when we got the car back after doing all that work, like I felt a very noticeable difference in the
Yeah.
smoothness of the ride. So, but yeah. So the next time she says something feels off, I'm gonna take that fucker in, even if I don't notice it.
Yeah,
So,
you gotta take her word for it.
yeah. So I'd still call it a good week, even though it was pretty busy and expensive. But
Yeah, stress-inducing.
yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah. Got to take care of your car, man. Especially if it's the only one you got and you need it to go to work and shit. Yeah, got to take good care of it, man.
Absolutely.
But yeah, let's jump over to the download, see what's going on in the world here. Game and hardware updates of note this week. Let's see here. Number one, anyone who owns the early access version of Hades 2 has already received Supergiant Games' third and final major content update before the team shifts its full focus to the version 1.0 launch. This update, as described on their website, is, quote, finally here, focused on expanding core combat, guardian encounters, and character relationships with lots of new visual flair, end quote. Supergiant Games confirmed that they are getting close to 1.0, though a specific date isn't set in stone. They also stated that save data from early access will carry over to the full release.
Very nice.
Hades 2 originally launched into early access on PC via Steam and the Epic Game Store on May 6th, 2024. I mean, the first game was heavily praised, and it was at the top of the list in terms of must-have titles, like for everybody. Were you and Tanya ever enticed by Hades at all?
I was. She never played, but I think I own it on Steam. But yeah, I remember playing it. It was pretty fun. I never finished it all the way through because that's just how I am with like roguelites. I get bored of them pretty quickly, but I remember Hades. Hades is pretty cool. Yeah, I do have it in my library. I love the art style.
Yeah, dude, I'm right there with you. The art was beautiful. First and foremost, the Greek mythology and the gods and titans have always been fascinating, so that was cool. I love the setting, the characters. The voice acting was really good too.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I'm the same as you. I don't particularly enjoy roguelikes, but the game was awesome. Ultimately, it was just a game that I wanted to check out and not spend too much time on. So I used there's a God mode option in the settings. Did you know about that?
I did not know about that.
So yeah, so if you ever want to go back to it, but you don't want to spend a stupid amount of time getting better or anything at it, you just kind of want to see it through to the end, turn on God mode, and what it does is it kind of just makes the game a little easier after every time you fail. Yeah, so I had a really great time with it. It looks like they're adding that same option in the second game, so I'll definitely pick that one up down the line.
Interesting.
Somewhere. Yeah, it seems like they'll have it ready maybe by year's end or maybe early next year if I were to throw a guess out there.
Hopefully, man. I honestly didn't even know that Hades 2 was incomplete. Or I guess not at its full release. I thought it was like done, like 100%.
Yeah, I thought it was too. So when I heard that it was early access, that was news to me, man. So,
yeah, it was a shock to me. It looks complete. Like it looks like a good game, like it's already done, but I guess there's a couple features and things that are missing from it, or things that they wanted to add but they couldn't yet.
Yeah, this particular update is pretty substantial from the look of it. I watched the trailer, went to the to their webpage, and I was looking at all the information about it, and yeah, it's a pretty substantial update there. And so they're just probably going to polish it and put it out. I'm going to assume at the end of the year or early next year. But I don't know.
Hell yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
Excellent. Let's move on to number 2. All right. I got to get ready for this one.
Yeah.
Number 2. Bungie has announced a delay for its upcoming PvP extraction shooter, Marathon, pushing back its previously planned September 23rd launch to an unannounced date. The highly anticipated title set for release on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and PC via Steam will now have a new launch window revealed later this fall. The studio's decision comes after extensive analysis of player feedback from the game's initial reveal and alpha playtest. highlighting a commitment to refining the core gameplay elements. In a message to their community, Bungie emphasized that the extra development time will allow them to enhance key areas, including survival mechanics, AI encounters, and the overall tension of combat. They also plan to deepen the game's narrative and environmental storytelling, aiming for a darker tone that aligns with the original Marathon trilogy. I honestly didn't even know Marathon was a thing until I looked it up for for this. The development team will continue closed testing with alpha participants to iterate on gameplay updates and new features, with an immediate focus on improving social experiences, including solo/duo play and proximity chat. Yeah, I didn't know Marathon was a thing. Aside from this one, I guess there was like 3 games that came out. I think the first one came out in like 1995, released by Bungie.
Yeah, I think they were on the Mac, like the old school Mac computers.
Yeah. I think you're right. That's super interesting. What kind of games were they? Were they just like
From
like
what I read, it was kind of like a predecessor to Halo. They were just kind of like Halo before Halo. Just, I think, but again, I haven't played them. Obviously, I was a console kid growing up. I knew nothing about computers growing up. So yeah, I had only heard about this recently from other people out there in the world that are fans of Marathon. They were really stoked. Oh shit, they're bringing it back, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that means, but let's look into this. And
that is
just some Mac games.
Yeah. I'll shoot a question to you then. How do you feel about extraction shooters?
It's not my thing, man. It's really not. I haven't even. It's just mainly the online multiplayer stuff just doesn't grab me anymore.
Yeah.
It used to. I prefer playing PvE stuff where you and your buddy, you get together with a group of friends or some co-op shit where it's like you and your buddies versus the game. I don't like the PvP, the my team versus your team. It kind of got stale. I burnt myself out on it so hard with Call of Duty and Halo back in the day.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have the same appeal. However, once in a while I do get that itch to just play some Battlefield or something. So
absolutely.
But it's so sad to see Bungie fall off so hard, man. The Halo trilogy, ODST, and Reach, they were some of my favorite comfort games back in the day. Halo 3 was the first game I ever played online, and through it I made some really good friends from around the world. There was nothing like talking shit in Halo in the 360 days, man. Like I really miss that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I guess there's some solace from knowing that most of the key members of Bungie from the Halo days have long since moved on. Bungie, like a bunch of other beloved studios, it's just a company name now. It's just they're,
Yeah.
Bungie isn't the Bungie that I remember.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel with this Marathon game. I'm incredibly skeptical of it. I don't know if it'll do well. I share your sentiment. I'm not a fan of extraction shooters either. In fact, I would have preferred if they had like brought this game back to its roots and maybe just made it a single player, maybe not even just single player, but like have a multiplayer aspect, like maybe on top of the extraction shooter have like a single player campaign that's actually like fleshed out in great detail.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of folks were part of the disappointment from the alpha was the fact that it's just PvP only extraction shooter. That market's pretty fucking crowded. Like people were comparing it to Concord. They weren't liking the game direction, the mechanics.
Yeah.
And then there's also been the reports of spiraling morale at the studio.
Yeah.
I had to fight my tongue to get those words out. Spiraling morale. And then you heard about the art theft thing with them too.
Oh yeah, from Destiny.
Yeah, but
Destiny
again 2? through Marathon.
No.
Yeah, just recently there was a complaint. I forget what. Damn it! I should have written her name down. But yeah, there was some art theft. The actual artist, they noticed their assets and everything like fucking exactly with like their name blurred out basically, but it was in the game, and they put side by side comparisons and stuff of art that they put out years ago, and then the folks at Bungie, they said it was some ex art artists that they had there that put that in there, and that they're going to be doing, some investigating on that or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then people and players were very skeptical because it turns out that most of the Bungie art team follow this person, like on social media, like
Yeah.
they're. So there's that whole thing. And then plus, fuck, I don't know, man. Like Sony paid over $3 billion for Bungie. I think it was like 2022 they did that,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't really see how they're gonna make any of that back with either this game or
absolutely
the team.
not. Yeah.
Yeah, they originally said they bought them to help with their games as a service push, but so far the only real home run they've had in that realm was from Helldivers 2, and I don't think Bungie helped with that at all.
No, probably not.
That's an extraction shooter, right? Isn't it technically?
I think it would be.
What? Okay, so I do like extraction shooters,
but it's not a PvP though. It's a PvE,
right.
which
Right.
I much prefer. Honestly, I hate playing against other people. And like
Yeah.
my issue with PvP, this is probably just a skill issue and me complaining about it, but my thing with PvP, like extraction shooters, is like half the time I don't even know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah. I'm there with you, man. I really liked Helldivers too. I got such a kick out of that game. It's so funny.
Yeah.
So good for them on that. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully these guys bounce back somehow and Marathon becomes the next big thing. But at this point, it looks like their Bungie cord is gonna snap.
I like that.
I'm so clever.
The little play on words. That's a knee slapper right there.
It sure is, man. But yeah, it seems like Sony threw away $3 billion. If Marathon is a bust, I don't see the team surviving, man. They're probably gonna shut their asses down.
I'm probably gonna bust on Marathon. Yeah, I personally I don't see it surviving day one or in the future. Unless I think really the only thing that could save it is if it had like a really good single player experience.
Yeah.
And maybe something
yeah, so they're
PvE.
I think that if they're smart, they're gonna listen to that from the audience, because we're not the only ones that are saying that. And I'm looking back. Yeah, so they were originally planning to launch September 23rd, but now it's unannounced. So yeah, take your time, man. Take another year or two. I don't think anyone gives a shit right now.
Yeah, at this point, I was trying to look to see if I could get like some community feedback on how people felt about Marathon, and I was having like a really tough time, like just finding anything. It seems like people aren't really excited for it.
Yeah, especially after that alpha, people are just kind of like, crowded ass market, man, and it didn't seem like it was going to be the right game to make some sort of splash in that sea, man. It's just it's just another game.
Yeah, to me it seems like extraction shooter, that whole genre, is like being taken advantage of by big corporations. It's incredibly bloated, you know? Like there's just too much, and they keep trying, and it's not working, but they don't learn their lesson.
Yeah, the same thing happened when Fortnite made that big splash on the scene with the battle royales. Everybody wanted a battle royale, and now it's like it's kind of calmed down a little bit. People are noticing like, hey, you got to put a lot of work into that. You need a lot of players to play your battle royales, and if they don't show up, your game is basically dead on arrival. And so I'm looking forward to seeing the next, I don't know, iteration or the next big genre of game that everyone's going to want to make a copy of, copy and paste it. But right now it does seem like extraction shooters are pretty big. I think the biggest one was Tarkov, maybe? That's the one everybody seems to...
Tarkov, Rust.
Everyone.
Wait, no.
Oh, Rust is one too?
Is Rust? I don't think that's... No. That's probably just like a battle royale PUBG style game. I don't think that's an extraction.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how all that works.
Apex Legends?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, man. I'm so out of the loop. I don't even like care to pay attention to that. I'm an old man. I don't like playing multiplayer games anymore, unless it's like
I get you.
PvE stuff, like co-op.
Yeah, I'm there with you, man. But this next one is definitely up your alley. Says despite an impressive launch that saw Monster Hunter Wilds sell over 10 million copies and attract more than a million concurrent Steam players, sentiment has sharply turned negative, especially among PC users. The game's Steam rating has plummeted to overwhelmingly negative due to widespread criticism. Fans are primarily upset about persistent subpar PC performance, citing poor frame rates, constant stuttering, graphical glitches, and frequent crashes. Frequent crashes, even on high-end systems. These technical issues are compounded by complaints regarding a lack of substantial endgame content, a dumbed-down challenge compared to previous titles, and a brief, forgettable story campaign. The discontent has led to a significant player exodus, with Monster Hunter Wilds' concurrent Steam player count now falling below that of the 7-year-old Monster Hunter World, which currently boasts twice as many active players. This trend is particularly concerning for the franchise, known for its long tail of post-launch content. While past Monster Hunter titles have overcome initial fan backlash with updates and expansions, players feel Wilds has taken these issues to an extreme, with performance problems remaining unaddressed. Now, I know you're a big Monster Hunter fan, and that you were really looking forward to this game, but I haven't heard you talk much about it after the initial week or so on the market, and it seems like these issues started popping up over time. As someone who's played both, what do you think World is doing right that Wilds is failing at, especially now that the initial hype is worn off?
Let me see if I can get my thoughts in order here about this one. So,
Sure.
I honestly didn't put a lot of thought into why I stopped playing Wilds. I think it was mostly because I just got pulled away, since at the time a lot of shit was coming out. I can't remember. There was another game in particular. I think it was Xenoblade X that came out, and that just took my attention. But
You know what? I think you're right, actually.
because it came out, I think Wilds came out in February, and then like a couple weeks later in March is when Xenoblade X came out. But I don't know. I never really put much thought behind it, but yeah, when I was playing Wilds, it was kind of boring. I'm not gonna lie. It just felt like the same cookie cutter, like Monster Hunter game. It to me, it almost felt like Monster Hunter Rise, the Switch game. But eventually, it came to Steam, but it was on the Switch first. It seemed like they were trying to implement a lot of the same shit from Rise into this new one, just with World's graphics. I will say they did improve on the combat a lot, and I like a lot of what they did with it. But it felt so empty to me. Like, it wasn't entertaining, and the story was kind of, to be a bit cruel, I think the story was kind of dog shit. It didn't really hold me, and they really could have improved on what they had with World, but it didn't grasp at me, you know. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was very lackluster in my opinion. The monsters were cool, like there were new monsters, but like, yeah, I don't know, it's just the same, like it's the similar combat, nothing really changed. And I think one of the reasons why it's dying is because there's no dedicated like gathering hub. In this one, you kind of just join a server where, like, I think up to 50 people can join, and you guys can, like, quest up together. But I think the fun of Monster Hunter World and why people are still playing that to this day so religiously is because the world has a dedicated gathering hub where all the player, like, characters can meet up, and you can do silly things with each other, you know? And like arm wrestle, you can have drinks together, and like it's just it's much more immersive, you know, much more social. But in Wilds,
Yeah.
it's just like it's just screens, you know. You join somebody through a screen, and you never really interact with them. From my understanding, that's what I
So,
believe it is.
so you never came across some of these issues, right? Because, like I said, most of these issues seem to be popping up over time, and
Yeah,
you only played like for the first couple of weeks, right?
I don't even think I played for a full week. I think I dropped it pretty quick.
Oh no shit. So these these issues, like the bad performance and shit on the computer, that wasn't something that you experienced at all.
No, I never ran into anything like that. Although I will say I did run into a couple of graphical issues, but it wasn't anything too crazy. Yeah, I have like 22 hours in this game, so I guess a good bit.
Yeah, good enough to have an opinion on it at the very least. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's weird. I never really put much thought behind it, but yeah, it was kind of just a lackluster game that I barely remember playing it.
Yeah. Well, we if you ask me, we've seen massive turnarounds happen in the gaming industry, like with No Man's Sky and Cyberpunk. I do hope that this becomes another success for Capcom, like for you guys.
Yeah,
For you guys, the fans
the
over
Monster
time,
Hunter
because
fans. Yeah,
yeah, like even though those games they're not my cup of tea, but it's never fun watching from the sidelines as so many franchise loyalists are let down in such a huge way. So luckily, we live in an era of gaming where everything can be fixed over time if the developer is willing to put in the resources. And I don't see these guys abandoning the follow up to their biggest seller of all time. So I say, fret not, you sons of bitches. Everything's gonna be all right.
yeah.
Don't you fret.
I Yeah, it's kind of weird seeing online because honestly when I was playing the game, I thought I was crazy, like thinking that it was boring. Because I did like that thought did pass through my mind every now and then, but I thought I was crazy. I didn't realize so many people shared the same sentiment with me online.
Yeah, that is kind of a weird feeling, isn't it? Like when you're playing something that you've anticipated for so long and you're not really enjoying it at all, and yeah, and you kind of go online to see like, am I crazy? Does anyone else notice this, or is this just me?
Yeah.
Do I need to sleep it off or something? Yeah,
Yeah.
I've felt that before.
Yeah. Really weird,
Yeah.
man. But yeah, you're right. And to be honest, it's not a surprise. Capcom has done this before. I think World didn't do too well in its first year, but then they kept adding content over the long run, and
Yeah,
yeah, World became a massive success, especially with the expansion Iceborne. It's unfortunate that we have to wait for something like that for Wilds again, but hopefully Capcom. I know they're having like a spotlight here soon for some of their games that are coming out or already out. So hopefully they can shine more light about what the hell they plan on doing with Wilds soon.
they actually do have that in there. It's in the write up somewhere. I forget where I put it, but yeah, I recall mentioning that. I think it's in the news. We'll get to that.
My bad.
All good, all good. Nice little taste of later on in the episode. That's all good.
Ethan, your
A little teaser trailer, let's call it.
little tickler. All right, shall we move on? Where are we at? I kind of went on a rant. We're on number 4, right?
Yep, on you, brother.
All right. So, number 4. The launch of the Nintendo Switch 2 in June 2025 has brought a much needed lifeline to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. You can say that shit again. With a free update released on June 5th, 2025, dramatically improving the game's previously criticized performance. Players and technical analysts alike are hailing the patch as a remaster-like transformation, offering significantly smoother frame rates, enhanced image quality, and faster loading times. What was once considered a technical misstep on the original Switch now runs far more fluidly, with better animation rates for distant objects and a noticeable boost in resolution, reaching 1080p docked and 648p handheld, upscaled with DLSS. What do we think about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet? Oh wait, is there more?
Oh,
no, my bad.
Yep,
My
yep,
bad. I
there's
missed
more.
the whole
Keep going.
chunk.
Keep
Okay.
going.
Apologize. Let me continue. While the update doesn't overhaul the core assets and address fundamental design criticisms like draw distance or the open world's perceived emptiness, it delivers a substantial leap in playability. The game now provides a much more enjoyable experience, finally allowing players to appreciate its core gameplay and exploration without the constant technical hiccups that plagued its initial release. This crucial patch has largely succeeded correcting the technical issues, making Pokemon Scarlet and Violet a far more recommendable title on the new console. My thoughts is I actually have heard a lot of positive opinions about this game now that it's out on the Switch too, which is good to see. I'm not much of a Pokemon fan anymore, personally. Um, and I didn't really want to pick this game up, mostly because when it first launched, I I doubted it heavily when I saw the trailers for Scarlet and Violet, and I wanted to give it its time to see what people were saying. Um, yeah, unfortunately, it didn't seem good, but I'm glad it's getting a much needed help with the new hardware and an update.
Yeah, yeah. Like you, I haven't really been interested in any Pokemon games outside of the original Red and Blue Game Boy Color games and their remakes, like Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
Ah,
Um, you know what? I take that back. There's one coming out. I forget what it's called. It's another Legends something
oh,
game.
Legends
You know which one I'm
CA?
talking about?
Yeah,
Oh, dude, that game looks fucking awesome. I'm keeping an eye on that one. But yeah, it goes back to what I was saying just a moment ago about how in this day and age of gaming, anything can be fixed if the developers give enough of a damn to spend the time and the money to get their work done. You know.
absolutely.
Granted, we would all much rather they don't, put out busted ass shit, take our money, than require you to have a new console in order to play the fucking thing in a working condition. It's bullshit.
Yeah,
Because
it honestly feels like such a slap in the face to the consumer.
yeah, it's total bullshit. This update, from everything that I looked up, it doesn't help anyone who bought the game,
Oh,
and doesn't. Yeah, on the original Switch, you have to have the new Switch for
You
this
have
to
to have the
matter.
new one,
Otherwise, but everybody who bought the game bought it on the original Switch.
Yeah.
So fuck them unless they buy the new console. That's totally fucked up. I
Yeah.
heard those games run like fucking shit-stained asshole.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, man. If you see some of the compilations online, it's atrocious. I honestly don't even know how somebody could feel pride allowing something as atrocious as Pokemon Scarlet and Violet to go out to the market in the state that they left it.
Yeah, it's fucked up. People buy that shit in droves, and they keep coming back for more and more and more. Like,
Yeah.
I really wish that people would stop fucking paying for that shit. Just let people that don't pay for their copies, like the reviewers and shit, let them play it. Let them tell you it's a busted piece of shit, and then you hold on to your money, because that's gonna make them, go back to the drawing board and say, "Oh shit, we need to fix this, or we're not gonna sell anything."
Yeah.
But people see new shiny Pokemon thing in the store, and they just fucking eat it up, man, by the millions.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate aspect of having a recognized like brand name like Pokemon. It's just because of the name itself, people will want to buy it, regardless of
Yeah.
the fact. But yeah, you know who they should have had help them with this fucking game instead of instead of Game Freak.
Old guys.
No. But that would be a good idea though. But I found a way to sneak this motherfucker in here.
Oh, no way. He's doing it.
Monolith Soft, the creators of Xenoblade Chronicles series, have their games very well optimized. And if you've played those games before, bro, you see how far like the render distance is, and just the amount of shit that they've been able to like fit in their games and like have it look so good, and to travel for such long distances seamlessly. Like, oh man, it's so good. Monolith Soft really should have just taken the reins on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. They would have done a much better job, in my opinion.
No, like I've seen some trailers and stuff. Honestly, I haven't played those games, but I have seen what they're capable of, and yeah, I think they can make a fucking killer Pokemon game. But
Absolutely.
that ain't gonna fucking happen.
No,
I don't think.
no,
I don't-
it's
no.
not. It's
It'd
not
be
gonna
cool
happen.
though.
Yeah, it would be really cool. But yeah, Scarlet and Violet definitely needs some love on the original Switch system. Maybe that's a ploy to get people to buy the Switch too. It's like, hey, you want to play the new shiny update for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet? Ugh, you got to buy the Switch too. If you don't, you're out of luck.
Right. I think last week we were joking about how I forget what their new game is called, Game Freak's new game, but it's like clearly they put their entire team on that game and left like 2 or 3 guys behind to make this fucking shitty Pokemon game.
Yeah, that's honestly how it feels like. Honest to God, it feels like a team of 3 people like trying their absolute best
Yeah.
to get this shit to run. Um, yeah,
Oh, fuck you, kid, man.
yeah, that other Game Freak game was such a weird one, like out of left field, and it came out on the State of Play, right? No, it was the
I
Xbox
think that.
Showcase.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Somewhere around there.
yeah, it's really interesting. I
Yeah.
wonder if Game Freak is wanting to move away from Nintendo here in some way.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think they can, man. I don't think they can. They're trapped. They're chained to the desk.
They have a lifetime
Like,
contract. Chain, ball, and chain.
yeah. Well, let's move over to the release radar. So these are the games releasing this week that either interest us or you, the audience. Um, so we're just gonna kind of go back and forth here. This is crazy. I'll read for June 24th. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate, developed by Super Evil Megacore, coming to Xbox Series X and S,
Oh shit!
and on the Xbox One as well.
That's
for
today.
$29.99. $29.99 for the standard edition. Then you can go with June 26th. These two completely caught me off guard, by the way. And I wasn't holding on to these release dates at all. So when I was like, all right, let's see what's releasing this week. I was like, oh shit!
You want me to read these
Go
two
ahead.
verbatim?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So June 26th, we have Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, developed by Kojima Productions. PS5 console exclusive, $69.99 for the standard edition. And we also have System Shock 2, 25th anniversary remastered. Developed by Night Dive Studios, originally by Irrational Games. Asterisk, 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 all hail Ken Levine.
All caps.
All
caps.
yeah. Apostrophe, apostrophe, apostrophe. I wasn't trying to peek my microphone, but Tony's excited for this one, it seems like.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like basically, all three of those kind of speak to me. But I'll read this next one, then we'll go back to our thoughts on just what's all releasing here. So on June 27th, just in case you have anything to say about this one, June 27th, we got Tamagotchi Plaza, developed by Hyde Incorporated, coming to the Switch 1 and 2. And from what I've found, it should be releasing around the $39.99 range. So
very nice.
So I'll go ahead and say, it completely slipped my mind that Death Stranding 2 was dropping this week. I'm a huge fan of Kojima games, so I'm really happy that I got a PS5 when I did, so I can fucking play this.
Damn, bro.
I'm definitely buying it at launch. I know that you can spend a couple extra bucks and get, I can play it now, but I don't give a fuck about that. I'll wait. That's fine. I'll keep my $10. Thank you. I don't like that type of shit. But yeah, buying it at launch. I'm so excited for that. And then System Shock 2, for anybody that doesn't know, was the predecessor of my beloved BioShock. And it's the game that established Ken Levine as a great video game designer and writer. I've never played it since, like I said earlier in the episode, I grew up with consoles only. So this is a must-have for me. I have to have this game. I bought the remake of the first System Shock, so I'll probably play that one first, and maybe get this one a little bit down the line. But yeah, this is so fucking awesome. And then Splintered Fate is actually not bad at all. I know earlier I said I wasn't particularly into roguelikes, but I played a few hours of this one on the Switch, and it's actually a really good fit. I loved the old school side-scroller beat-em-up turtle games, and this format really fits the Turtles vibe, you know? Yeah, it's actually really solid. I think they're adding Casey Jones in a DLC, so I might actually grab that up as well, man. I would actually recommend this one.
Damn, it looks cool.
Yeah, if you're a fan of Turtles and you don't mind, or if you like roguelikes, definitely would recommend this to you guys. I probably wouldn't recommend this to you because you said that you're not big into roguelikes either, but
yes,
it actually is pretty solid.
But
pretty fucking solid game.
I'm gonna bring back a meme from the past. Show my age real quick. I like turtles.
Do it. Our friend is the warrior Oscar. Oscar's got a fucking fabulous paint job. What do you think?
I like turtles.
I love that. That
Yeah,
kid was the most random kid in the world. Love
yeah.
it.
I love it. Love that meme. But yeah, I might give this one a chance. It looks. I love. Like I said, I love turtles. I like TMNT, and I like anything TMNT. So I might look into this. Plus, I've been looking for some good co-op games for me and the lady to play. She might be interested in this too.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that it's really fun, man. I think you'll like it if you ever do grab that one up. What about
Yes.
Tamagotchi Plaza or System Shock Death Stranding? What are your thoughts on those?
System Shock I was not familiar with, but I just added it to my not my playlist, my wish list on Steam. System Shock 2 specifically.
Hell yeah!
I
Hell
didn't
yeah!
know that these games were predecessors to BioShock, but if they're anything like it, bro, I'm gonna love that shit.
I mean, I don't know off the top of my head how involved Ken was with the first System Shock, but I know that he was the writer and the game designer for the second one, and then I think he broke away or Irrational Games that was just their next game was BioShock, and it was fucking and it's a timeless masterpiece, dude. I fucking love that game so much.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've been meaning to play BioShock again. Fucking love BioShock. The
Same.
trilogy. Is it a trilogy?
It is, yeah. I think you can look at it as a trilogy. I don't think he had much to do with the second game, and it was kind of bastardized for that reason. But it actually is a pretty solid game. Like, it's a really great follow up to the first BioShock game. There's a lot of cool story stuff in there. But he came back for Infinite BioShock. Yeah, that game was awesome.
Yeah, BioShock Infinite was sick.
I think I only played that like when it originally came out, so I would love to replay that one. I've played the other two stupid amount of times, so I would definitely start with Infinite. I think. But that's just me.
Oddly enough, the one I liked the most and the one that I started with was BioShock 2.
Yeah, it's a great game, dude. It's a great game.
Love BioShock 2.
The only thing that I remember about it that I didn't particularly like, I can't say the word particularly. I just can't.
You added another syllable in there, particularly.
Yeah, I can't fucking say it. That word is the bane of my existence. All right, I need to find a new word for that. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, when BioShock 2 dropped, I remember there was this arbitrary fucking multiplayer thing just fucking shoehorned into the game for no reason, and it was really shit. And I was like, oh no, they put resources into that, but it didn't take away from the game at all. So that was cool. But, yeah.
Interesting. I wasn't even familiar with that.
Yeah, for anybody that was there day one on BioShock 2, oh dude, that was like a pre-order. I went to the midnight release thing at GameStop and all that shit. Like, it was, yeah, dude, fuck yeah.
Love it.
Those were the days. So, are you fucking with Death Stranding too, or is that going to be a me thing?
I think that's going to be a you thing, bro. So my issue with Death Stranding is I honestly haven't looked too much into it, but the memes that came out about the game when it first came out, like being the walking simulator kind of turned me off to it. So, unfortunately, that video game series isn't even in my radar.
Oh man. Okay, can't wait. Oh, okay. That's cool though. I'll be able to talk your ear off about my personal thoughts on it.
Yes,
next on the next episode. Yeah, so it's coming out Thursday.
Thursday, yes, sir.
So maybe I'll get an hour or two to play.
Change my mind about Death Stranding.
Well, we'll see. I don't know. It could be shit. I have no idea. It could be total shit. We'll find out.
Well, you can talk my ear off about the first one.
It's a really great game, but it really is hard to recommend to anybody.
Okay.
Because I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Oh. But if you can power through the first 3 acts, it does super open up and give you a lot more gadgets and stuff to do your stuff. But if the idea of stacking a bunch of shit on your back and walking it from point A to point B, and trying not to destroy it or anything like that, if that doesn't sound appealing to you, that's basically the whole game. And there's a very Kojima story in there that's just like, he just throws in a bunch of just weird shit to try to confuse people, and then they turn around and call him a genius all the fucking time. It's like, no, he's his genius. Like, I'll kind of go on a quick tangent here, but his genius isn't in his story capabilities, his writing capabilities, or any of that stuff. I do appreciate his storytelling, I do, but that's not where I believe his genius actually lies. His genius actually lies in game, like making games awesome. He is so good at fucking making awesome games. But the stories and shit have nothing to do with his genius, man. People need to stop glazing him over that shit.
Interesting.
Anyways, yeah, I'm hoping I'll have enough time to play and give some impressions on it next on the next episode. So yeah,
please do.
Yeah. So you wanna take over for the freebie forecast? What do we got for Epic Game Store?
On the freebie forecast, these are games that are free this week on Epic, PlayStation Plus, Xbox Game Path editions. But I think PS Plus and Xbox. Yeah, since those are monthly, I guess the only thing is Epic Game Store. So on Epic Game Store right now, you can get The Operator, developed by Bureau 81. Welcome to the FDI. As our newest operator, your role is to use your detective skills to assist our field agents and investigate mysterious crimes. Use cutting-edge FDI software to dig for clues, solve puzzles, and uncover the truth. This is basically just Papers, Please.
Is it? Because I really loved Papers. I loved Papers, Please.
No, I don't think it probably isn't the same thing. I'll get my head put on a chopping block for that, but it is kind of like I watched the trailer for it, like the little minute trailer that they came out for it, and I guess it's just you're solving mysteries using your basically the description that it gave. It's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, okay. I don't have anything for this one, but yeah, if you love solving puzzles and mysteries, check it out.
I mean, I really do. I love both of those things. I love puzzle games and all that. Mysteries are awesome. But yeah, I added it to my library. I don't think I'll ever play it, but fuck it. It's free, man.
Yes.
Take it.
Love free shit. Moving on.
Yeah. What are you playing this week, Oscar?
Bro, my week was full with video games.
Yeah, it looks like it. Looks like it.
So I have 4 things kind of lined up at the same time. Shame
Please
on
go
me.
for it.
Me and the lady, because the patches for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom recently dropped, and I downloaded both of them on our Switch 2s, and me and the lady have just been playing the shit out of Breath of the Wild. Bro, it's magical. It's been since 2017, I think, since I've played Breath of the Wild the last time. And I'm starting to appreciate a lot of the things that we got in Tears of the Kingdom compared to Breath of the Wild. 'Cause I love Breath of the Wild, but I realize now that it's a pain in the ass to get all over Hyrule and like just the other areas of the game. Because you basically have to do everything on foot or use the glider. Mm-hmm. There's no really like good way of quick travel, because either you're on your stupid fucking horse that doesn't want to jump over shit half the time, or you're just on foot, you know.
Yeah.
But it plays fucking awesome, bro. It's so awesome. Oh my god, it looks so good on handheld, and it looks good docked. Absolutely no frame drops while I'm playing. It's smooth.
How's the loading?
Loading times are unbelievable, bro. I'll get into a shrine and I'll load into it instantly.
It's dope, dude.
Yeah, and yeah, it's amazing. I love Breath of the Wild. We're having a really good time. We've done in the short time we've played it. God, I want to say we've already racked up like 20 to 30 hours already. in just one
No
week.
shit.
Yeah, dude, we love playing Legend of Zelda games. Um, yeah, can't wait for Tears of the Kingdom. But Breath of the Wild, man, it plays fucking awesome on the Switch too. Uh, to move on to the next one, we've also just been playing It Takes Two again, trying to get that finished up. I don't remember what the last level was that we left off. I remember we did the clock tower and then we were in the snow globe.
Yeah, you don't remember finishing the snow globe?
I don't remember if we finished it. The last thing I remember was trying to. Ooh, what was the last thing? I think it was trying to get the candy machine working, where you have to kind of like swim underwater.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Chelsea and I just got done with that, and we're in this new area. I don't want to say anything about it, but it's really cool. Like we both absolutely love this game. It's so fun.
I remember now. Are you in the garden?
Yes. We're
Yeah.
doing the garden stuff.
Yes,
we
that's
just
where-
made it into his.
We did finish the snow globe then. We're in the garden. We're right at the beginning of the
Oh.
garden.
Oh, okay, yeah. This area is really cool. Really cool. I mean, the whole game is fucking awesome. But yeah, we're loving it.
Man, I love It Takes Two. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome shit.
Clair Obscur, just trying to get my way through the game slowly but surely. I'm actually like really enjoying Clair Obscur. Combat's really fun. There are it kind of plays like a classic RPG where like if you kind of try to bum rush the story, the enemies will be right there to kind of like stop you almost. So you have to you have to slow down and grind for some XP a bit. You know, maybe like mess with your Pictos or your Luminas, or just change around your play style with the different what the hell do they call them?
Tell me, man. I have
The
no
skills. I think the skills that you unlock for your characters. Like play around with that shit. You can upgrade your weapons. There's a lot of stuff that you can do to make yourself like really, really overpowered. Yeah, really enjoying it. Again, I think I talked about this in one of the previous episodes, but I love the parry mechanic. I don't go for dodges at all. If an enemy's attacking me, I gotta parry that shit, or I'm taking the full brunt of the damage. But yeah, Clair Obscur, fucking awesome. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I can't leave it, bro. It doesn't escape me. I was playing Xenoblade 2, and then in the middle, I dropped it to play Xenoblade X. And then once I was done with that, I basically went back. That's kind of my Switch, one of my Switch games that I'm playing at the moment.
Nice.
Yeah, because I'm trying to work my way up the series to the third one. The third one is the only game I haven't played yet.
Nice.
Yes. All right. I'm done. I've said too much. Tony, what have you been playing?
Oh shit. Okay. Well.
My bad. I kind of got
no. Yeah, I thought you were gonna say a lot more about Xenoblade 2. I was waiting for. I was like, all right, here it comes. He's gonna fucking tell me all about this. Nope. You're like, all right, I'm playing Xenoblade.
No, sir.
Moving on.
It's gotten too much spotlight already this episode.
All right. Well, I haven't actually played much in terms of video games this week, aside from more tabletop sim. But I talked enough about that one last week. So this is kind of different, I guess. But I bought a board game to play with Chelsea, and it's called The Night Cage. It's still a game, so I thought I would bring that up. I picked this one up for us since the rules aren't extensive, and she really digs the creepy, dark vibes of it. So the idea is you're lost in a pitch black labyrinth, and all you have is your little flickering candle. And that candle is super important because it's your only light source, and it dictates what you can and can't see. So you can only see the spaces or tiles immediately orthogonal to you, so one to the north, south, east, and west. Mm-hmm. And as soon as you move, any tiles that are no longer lit up by anyone's candle, they vanish back into the darkness. So the maze is constantly shifting and disappearing behind everybody. The game even goes as far as to tell you that you're crawling through the corridors because they're so narrow, kind of playing on the idea of claustrophobia. So I thought that was really cool. If you just use your imagination and kind of put yourself in that situation. So the goal is obviously to escape the labyrinth, and in order to do that, every single person needs to find and collect a key. Once everyone has their own key, you have to find and meet up together at a gate. And so you're working against the clock. Your light is literally running out, and that's represented by your stack of tiles. Plus, there's wax eaters and other monsters that you have shuffled into your tiles, so you can literally run into them at any moment. And they're triggered by motion, and they attack in all directions. And every time a player is hit, you have to discard 3 tiles from the top of your stack, and those tiles could also be your key tiles or gate tiles, so damn. You don't want to lose them. Yeah. So, plus, if they hit you, you also go into a state called lights out, meaning you no longer light up any tiles around you at all, aside from the one that you're standing on. So every time you move, you say, okay, I'm going to go 1 space up north, to the north or whatever. And then you grab a tile from the top of the stack, you flip it over, and that's what you land on. And it could be another monster. So, and then you get hit a second time, and then you got to discard 3 more fucking tiles. And if you run out of tiles before everybody gets to the gates, game over. Your lights are gone.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So it's really difficult to win this game. There's a lot of extra monsters and stuff that you can add. But when you first play the game, like we are, we're only using the wax eaters. There's pit fiends and shit like that. There's bosses and shit you can run into, and they all do different things. But it significantly ramps up the difficulty. So
that's interesting, man.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like, plus, we turn on YouTube in the background and have like some labyrinth kind of like ambient music playing while we're doing it. And I was just thinking the other day, I was like, you know what I should do, since you're playing with little candles or whatever, is like turn off the lights and like get some little LED candles and put it on our little gaming table or something.
Hell yeah,
and
bro.
just play like that. Dude, I want to do that next time.
Get some ambiance.
Yeah, it's really cool, but we're playing with the lights on, and I'm thinking like, ooh, how could this be cooler? Oh, how about I do that? That would be awesome. So yeah, for next time I'll do that. But yeah, basically you need to talk a lot. You got to plan your moves carefully and help each other out. But yeah, if it sounds cool, it's also in Tabletop Simulator along with its expansion.
Excellent.
Just throwing it out there. Otherwise, I think the physical game was like $40 or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, not bad.
Yeah. The Night Cage. But yeah, let's move over to the rumor mill. I'll take this number 1 here. So the biggest rumors and leaks that we could find. So number 1, a rumored new God of War game said to explore Kratos' early years in Greek mythology has reportedly been delayed to 2026. According to Jeff Grubb, a well-known industry insider, this postponement leaves Sucker Punch's Ghost of Yotai as Sony's primary first-party offering for the upcoming fall and holiday season. The unannounced God of War project is believed to be a smaller 2.5D Metroidvania-style spin-off, with fellow insider Tom Henderson suggesting it focuses on Kratos before his godhood, potentially featuring a blend of God of War and blasphemous gameplay. Reports indicate that this prequel will see the return of Deimos, I think is how you say that? Yeah, Kratos' brother, a character not prominently featured since God of War Ghost of Sparta. While Santa Monica Studio is said to be overseeing the project, there's speculation of a collaboration with Megacat Studios, known for Five Nights at Freddy's Into the Pit. Grubb previously hinted at this spin-off in March 2025, suggesting it would delve into a younger Kratos' relationship with his father, Zeus. I wanted to ask you, I'm not entirely sure if you're big into God of War, but whether you are or not, how do you feel about that potential shift in genre and perspective? I think that's kind of cool. What do you think?
I also think it's kind of cool. My hope for this is I want them to bring... How do I put this into words? I want God of War, the original like Greek trilogy, as a remaster. or maybe even just like because they technically did get remasters for I think the PS3, but I want that. I don't know if that's on the Sony Play Store. I might just be oblivious to this completely, but I would want that more easily accessible so that way people that have never played the original trilogy have a chance to kind of get a grasp at the story for these games, especially like the PSP games too, because I think there's a lot of lore hidden in those games as well about Kratos' past, of like how he became the ghost of Sparta and all the tragedies that kind of befell him before the beginnings of God of War, the trilogy. If I am correct.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. I can see that actually being a thing. When they actually announce this game. I mean, if both Jeff Grubb and Tom Henderson, they're both saying this is a real thing. Like, it's a real fucking thing, dude. Like, I usually would kind of suggest people take it with a grain of salt, but I mean, these guys have pretty solid track records, so I'm gonna assume this is a real fucking thing, and it sounds awesome. And if they do announce it at some future state of play or whatever, then I could imagine them maybe at the same time announcing that those remasters of the original trilogy and maybe the PSP games are going to be brought forward to the new consoles in some way, whether it's like part of PlayStation Plus or something. But yeah, that would be so cool, man. So fucking cool.
If I had the chance to make a wish, or I don't know if I'm wording that correctly, but I would want them to remaster those games instead of maybe just porting them. Maybe with just like a fresh coat of paint. But
I can see where you're like. It would be awesome, but they still really hold up. All three of them still look amazing.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm like conflicted as well, is because those games don't play like terribly, like too terribly.
No, not at all.
Yeah, maybe
not at all.
That's why I say just probably like a fresh coat of paint, but make them like more easily accessible on the Sony store. Maybe as like a bundle, kind of like how Metal Gear got like their volume collection.
Yeah, but those were just ports of remasters and shit. So like I would personally be okay with them just grabbing the PS3 remasters of 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And then like maybe remastering the PSP ones for that as well, and then maybe a remaster. Wait, they did remaster 3 as well, I think, on the PS4. So just bring all that shit forward, man. All of it.
As a collection, I think would work pretty well.
Yeah.
Or they could be greedy and just release them all separately.
Yeah, really.
You never know.
Bastard. But yeah, 2.5D Metroidvania style God of War game sounds awesome, especially if Santa Monica's involved with it.
Yeah, I love Metroidvania, so I think this'll. I want to say it'll be a day one pickup for me because I love God of War, even like the Norse mythology, a new style of God of War. But seeing as it's a Metroidvania, that puts it much higher on my I want this game type list.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, Metroidvania as a genre really lends itself well to the God of War formula, I think. Like there's always puzzle solving, there's platforming, going back to areas you obviously couldn't get through because you didn't have the special thing or whatever. Plus the combat and enemy types have always been so good. So I honestly think this game has the potential to be absolutely fucking radical, dude. Like, I'm exciting myself here.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for them to confirm it and show it to us. We could be in for a real fucking treat here, man.
Shoot, that's got me thinking, because he wouldn't have his if this is
The Blades?
Yeah, the Blades of Chaos, right?
Yeah, he, like, unless it's sometime after he was enslaved by
Ares.
By Ares. Yeah. Maybe it's, yeah. Once he was enslaved by Ares, he's got the blades. I don't know if it's before that or what. But
it seems like it's a prequel to the prequels.
Yeah, it sounds so cool, man.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, I can't wait to see it because it sounds awesome.
Si, senor.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to the next one. The next rumor mill, number 2. A recent rumor circulated by insider Xstasis claimed that Xbox was collaborating directly with the Xenia Canary
That's how I would have pronounced it. Yeah, Xenia.
Xenia Canary emulator team on a project called Xbox Classics. The idea behind this alleged partnership was to bring original Xbox and Xbox 360 games, complete with enhancements, to PC, Game Pass, and xCloud. The rumor suggested that this initiative would coincide with Xbox brand's 25th anniversary in 2026, with announcements rolled out in 2 waves. This rumor has been widely refuted by multiple reliable sources. Jez Corden, a known Xbox insider, stated that while Xbox is looking to bring its games to more devices, this particular scenario isn't a thing at the moment. Crucially, members of the Xenia emulator team themselves have directly denied any association or collaboration with Microsoft, asserting that Microsoft has its own internal Xbox 360 emulator and would have no need to consult Xenia. Despite these strong denials, Xstasis has reportedly doubled down on the claims, suggesting that Xenia developers might be under NDA. Nonetheless, the consensus is that the reported collaboration is a bunch of bullshit.
Yes, indeed.
How do you feel about this one, Tony?
I mean, bringing original Xbox and 360 games to Game Pass or PC with enhancements would be fucking insane, dude. But, and I've said it a few times now that Microsoft has been king in terms of their game preservation and back compat. So when I first heard about this, like, it seemed really likely, and thought it was definitely a cause for excitement. But since Corden says it's not in the cards, and this team Xenia is completely denying it, like, there's so much going against it that I just have to release the thought from my mind, and if it ends up being confirmed later on down the line, I'll get excited again, and hopefully I'll remember that this Xstasis guy stuck to his fucking guns and give him the credit. But yeah, he seems like a bullshitter at this point.
He's not a very reliable source.
Yeah, we put one of his rumors in, I think, our last episode, and this is kind of part of that. I forget what exactly it was, but apparently that was a bunch of bullshit, and this looks like a bunch of bullshit. So if you see the name Xstasis or whatever, unless this becomes real at some point, then this guy's fucking, he's a little troll, man.
Then you better watch out. So my thing with this is, if this is true, I'm keeping my expectations low, but if this is true, I was going to say Xbox doesn't really need emulation, because I think they have already a lot of their old games on their library. Like, I can play Gears of War 1 through 5 on Game Pass, basically. And I think Dead Space as well.
Yeah, and then if you have the discs for a lot of your old Xbox games, 360 games, you can pop them into the newer consoles and still play them. So yeah, but like adding them all to, like, holy shit, like an entire library of 360 games and stuff to the Game Pass or whatever would be, with enhancements, that's like the biggest thing there. That'd be fucking crazy. But yeah, I don't see how they need those guys' help either.
That would be my thing too, is like the only thing I think that would make it worthwhile is the enhancements, and maybe implementing some way of playing those games on PC.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can see. Other than that, this seems like a complete waste to me for Xbox. It wouldn't make much sense for them.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on this, but as of now, it seems like Corden and this Team Xenia have already kind of squashed this bug, or this rumor, so I would just leave that one alone.
Senor.
Alright, well, let's move over to the news. So, speaking of bullshit, fans of the Red Dead Redemption series were recently sent into a frenzy by John Marston actor Rob Whitehoff, I believe is how you say his name, who teased exciting news during a live stream last week. Speculation ran wild, with many hoping for a current-gen update for Red Dead Redemption 2 or new content for Red Dead Online. However, the mystery has now been unveiled by the National Gaming Expo. The exciting news is a Meet the Cast event featuring Whitehoff, Arthur Morgan actor Roger Clark, and other iconic voice actors from both games. While a cast reunion is a significant event for attendees of the upcoming expo, the reveal has left many fans on social media feeling cooked and disappointed, with some lamenting their misplaced optimism. Whitehoff has previously attempted to temper expectations, clarifying he does not make announcements for Rockstar Games. Despite the actor's fantastic work, the announcement falls short for those holding out hope for new game content or a technical overhaul, reinforcing the long-standing sentiment that Red Dead Online updates are unlikely and console updates for Red Dead 2 remain elusive. Yeah, man. If I may, I'd like to jump into my thoughts on this one before I lose it. Because, okay, thank you. I honestly don't know what I was expecting here. You know, like I would have loved to hear about a PS5 upgrade for $10 or whatever. But I was one of the many people who didn't stop to think about the source before getting excited. You know, first and foremost, he's stated before that he's not a big gamer. And that should have been clue number one, right? So exciting for him isn't necessarily going to be exciting to us as gamers, I mean.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, the announcement makes perfect sense. He's going to be excited to be around his old voice actor friends who he may or may not have seen since making these games. And they're going to get to hang out together and be surrounded by a ton of people that adore them. It's all he could think about, he said, right? It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I think that if the news was actually a PS5 upgrade or new Red Dead Online content, he wouldn't have given enough of a fuck to mention it at all. So I think this one's on us, the fans, for not considering those things before getting excited. What about you?
No, I share the exact same sentiment. What you just said perfectly articulates what I thought in my mind. I think that is entirely like not his fault. I can't blame him for being excited for an event, especially where like he can gather around and be together again with probably some old buddies.
Yeah.
And then just be surrounded by, you know, probably a great community that loves and adores him, you know, and he adores them back. So it makes sense in my mind why he would be excited saying these things.
Yeah.
I think people were getting their expectations way too high.
Yeah, they were like probably leaving comments and stuff during his stream while he was saying things like that, and then I could just imagine him looking down at the comments and seeing people talking about like, "Oh, new upgrade confirmed," or all these gamer excited things that would excite us as gamers, like, and he's like seeing all this shit going, "Oh no!"
He's like, "Fuck, I fucked up." He's probably stressing out. Yeah, he's like, "Fuck."
Yeah,
that's so funny. Yeah,
but yeah, I've got nothing more for that. If you wanted to move on, but I didn't want to forget about that because I only wrote down a couple of little notes about it.
Yeah, we did talk about it last week, but yeah, I think expectations were too high. I don't think we can blame him for being excited over that.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool. Let's move on to the next one. Going back to Capcom with this one. Number 2.
Yep, this is what I was talking about earlier. Okay, go ahead.
Alright, so Capcom has scheduled its next Capcom Spotlight live stream for Thursday, June 26th, 2025 at 3 p.m. Pacific Time / 6 p.m. Eastern Time. The 40-minute presentation is set to offer the latest news and updates on several highly anticipated titles, including the recently revealed Resident Evil Requiem and the long-awaited Pragmata. The broadcast was also feature... my bad. The broadcast will also feature new information for established hits like Monster Hunter Wilds and Street Fighter 6, with promises of developer interviews and a deeper look into Monster Hunter Wilds' newest update. While Capcom Spotlight events typically focus on updates rather than major new game announcements, fans are eager for more details on Resident Evil Requiem, which was a surprise reveal at Summer Game Fest 2025. This livestream is expected to delve further into its gameplay, which allows players to switch between first and third person perspectives and potentially clarify rumors about additional playable characters like Leon S. Kennedy. Leon S. Kennedy. For Pragmata, which recently received a 2026 release window after multiple delays, the event offers a chance for a more substantial look at its unique sci-fi action-adventure blend. I'm actually really looking forward to this because I want to see more of Pragmata.
that makes one of us. So I don't mean any disrespect to anybody who's looking forward to Pragmata. It's not my cup. That doesn't look like a game for me. But I'm glad you're excited for it, so you can have something to look forward to there. I'm looking more forward to hearing more about Resident Evil.
Si, senor.
Yeah.
I want to play as old man Leon S. Kennedy, bro. I want to fucking spinning back kick people right in the chin.
That's his thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I love that shit, man. When he does that, like when you're meleeing somebody and he just does like a full back, like spinning back kick right to the head. This shit's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed the modern Resident Evil games, and I mean like since 7, and that including the remakes. I haven't played the remake of 4, but I played the fuck out of the original 4, so I'll get around to it one of these days. But I'm really excited to learn more about RE9.
4 is so fun.
Oh yeah, 4 is awesome. I need to play the remake.
I had such a blast with the remake. I think I had way too much fun. I was like really getting into character playing as Leon. You should have seen me, bro. I'm like, I kept telling myself, I'm like, oh, I'm Leon S. Kennedy. Let me fucking kick you in the head.
Give me.
Yeah, I would run up to enemies. I wouldn't even like do any of the gunplay. I would just run up to enemies and kick them in the fucking head. Yeah. I love that shit. Yeah, looking forward to Pragmata. Resident Evil is always fun. That's a good one. Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm interested what they see to do to save this game. It says they've got an update coming for it, but we'll see what they can do with Monster Hunter Wilds. You got anything else to add, Toner?
Yeah, on Resident Evil 9, I heard that some early playtesters or whatever they said that this new protagonist is a bit annoying with her constant fear of everything, which makes me mentally compare her to how Luigi is in the Mansion games. Yeah,
yes.
Like, I fucking love those games, but he shits his pants, like, constantly, dude. Like, come on, bro. But with him, I can kind of understand it because he's a goofy little bitch, whereas she's, I think, an FBI agent, you know?
Yeah.
Like, show me an FBI agent who's going to cower in fear every time they hear a fart, you know? So, I don't know what the extent is, but hopefully it's not as obnoxious as I'm imagining it is because, you know, based on what I've read. So I'm excited to see more, in all seriousness. But yeah, Monster Hunter, I can imagine they're going to drive home the fact that they're committed to fixing this game and adding enough content to make it worthy of the franchise. And hopefully you fans will see or hear something you like. I'll be looking forward to hearing your thoughts afterwards.
Absolutely. This Capcom Spotlight might just be a mandatory crunch episode.
Maybe, yeah. We might just have to do that, but it's happening Thursday, so we'd have to make the episode next week, I think. But we'll consider that. If not, we'll have some little news blurbs for it, I'm sure. But also they mentioned Street Fighter 6. That's another one that's entirely in your wheelhouse. I mean, the last Street Fighter I played was 4, so it's been a hot minute.
I want to see Juri Han naked.
Hell yeah, dog. Give me that jury.
I'm just kidding. Yeah. More costumes would be cool. Stuff. I don't know, dude. I haven't played Street Fighter 6 in a bit. I do enjoy the game, but fighting games are kind of just it's like a hobby for me, almost. I pop in and out of.
Well, maybe you'll see something here that draws you back in.
Yes, sir.
But also this may have gone better in the little rumors area, but there is a rumor that there's going to be a new Mega Man game announced this week. So if it's true, maybe we'll see it here.
What?
Perhaps.
Let me geek out. Let me geek out for a second.
Is this the first you're hearing about this?
Well, yes, it's my first time hearing about this. But the first thing that came in my mind when you said that, I don't know if anyone else shares this sentiment, but I want them to bring back Mega Man Legends.
I I don't know, man. I've never really been big into Mega Man games. Just like the
I haven't
what was it,
really.
Mega Man X? Maybe?
Oh, the X series. Oh, X is fucking tight.
Yeah, X was cool.
Yeah, X is sick. The music and like just the gameplay, how fast it is, dude. Mega Man X is tight. No, but Mega Man Legends was like oh fuck, how do I describe it?
Isn't that the 3D one? That was
Yeah,
like PS1 or something like
yeah,
that.
PS1. I played it on the N64, but dude, it was so fun. It had like a story and like the boss fights were sick as fuck, and it was like kind of like a dungeon crawler.
Mhm.
But I would want them to bring that back, like a remaster if possible, because I think Mega Man would do really well as a 3D like action adventure game.
Whether or not that rumor is to be believed, we'll find out soon enough. Because that's all the rumors said was that a new Mega
A
Man
new
game was
Mega
going to
Man
be
game.
announced this week. And then I find out that Capcom has a Spotlight event scheduled for the end of the week. So I'm just like, maybe it'll be there. So that's that. Yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out in a couple of days. So
I need Mega Man Legends.
dog. Well, hopefully you get it, man.
I want it. All right, that's enough out of me.
All right, moving on. Number 3, FBC Firebreak, Remedy Entertainment's co-op multiplayer shooter set in the Control universe, launched on June 17th, 2025, to a mixed critical and player reception. Diverging from Remedy's signature single-player narrative focus, Firebreak aimed for a casual co-op experience without live service elements. However, initial impressions reveal a struggle to find its footing, with Metacritic scores averaging in the mid-60s and only a minority of critics recommending it. Common criticisms include a perceived lack of launch content, just 5 maps, 3 weapons, 3 classes, and 6 enemy types, confusing onboarding and progression systems, and repetitive gameplay that quickly loses its appeal, especially for solo players. Despite the initial lukewarm response, particularly, there's my word again, on Steam, where it opened to mostly negative reviews, player sentiment has shown slight improvement after the first few days. Remedy has swiftly acknowledged the feedback, especially concerning the game's confusing early experience, and has already released a significant version 1.2 patch. This update overhauls the initial hours, speeds up progression, and allows quicker access to higher difficulty levels and full power sets. With a roadmap for future content throughout 2025 promising new job sites and gameplay systems, Remedy is clearly committed to improving Firebreak post-launch, though the game's relatively low concurrent player count on Steam suggests it faces an uphill battle to build a healthy player base.
Si, senor. That's kind of disappointing to hear from Firebreak. A little bit.
Yeah, dude. I know that you haven't had any prior experience with Remedy games, but that you're familiar with what they, as a studio, bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
From what I've read, this game needs to sell between 3 and 4 million copies to be profitable. Do you think they can do it?
Um. Well, Remedy Games are the same people that made like the Control series, right? And
Yeah. So Firebreak takes place in the Control universe, and
uh
and then I'm pretty sure you were about to say Alan Wake. Yeah, 1 and 2.
yeah,
They
right.
did Quantum Break, the original Max Payne games, and in their more recent games, they've been creating what they're calling the Remedy Connected Universe. So all the games are kind of linked together in some obvious ways and some not so obvious ways.
So to me, it seems like they have a high standard when it comes to single player games. Because whenever I hear about like Alan Wake or Control, I only hear good things about those games. Um, this
Mhm.
might be their first like foot in the door for a multiplayer type game. I'm not too familiar if they've done anything like this before. Um,
No, they haven't.
so maybe we have to give them the benefit of the doubt. It's nice to see that they were quick to patch some of the issues out. I guess that players had. Um, to me, that shows initiative that they're willing to improve on this game and not just completely like abandon it. Um,
Yeah.
hopefully they can get good footing and build on top of what they already have and make the game more I guess probably just more entertaining for people to like stick around and wanting to like continue playing it.
Yeah.
How do you feel? What are your sentiments about this?
I'm entirely confident in these guys. Um, I'm glad I didn't drop cash day one for
Mm.
Firebreak, but once they've added more content, patches, and their monetization model is a little more obvious, I'll consider jumping in. By the way, they've said that there will be no battle passes or daily login bonuses or FOMO and all that post-launch content will be free. That gives me hope. I really like the sound of all that. And the thing that comes to mind is the fact that this game was day one Game Pass. It was also day one on PS Plus's upper tiers. So I would assume that the money that they were given from Microsoft and Sony for that privilege was enough to cover maybe the cost of the game as it is,
Mm-hmm.
and that any additional sales will feed money into the additional content that's on the way. That's a complete assumption. I don't know if that's accurate at all,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll keep this one on my wish list for now and watch as the reception hopefully gets better over time, and maybe I'll jump in one day. But for now,
Absolutely.
I'm totally content with waiting for Control 2 and the remake of Max Payne 1 and 2. So yeah, I love my single player Remedy games, man. I can't wait for more. So this
Hell
one
yeah.
can sit on the wayside for now, and
Yeah.
I'll be happy to jump in one day.
Yep. I feel the same way.
Yeah, that brings us to the community corner. So if you're a PC player, I know your ass is hyped for the Steam Summer Sale. That's kicking off this Thursday, the 26th, and it'll be running until July 10th. What games are you planning on grabbing? And I'm asking you that. I'm asking everybody out there that. We threw it in the Discord, and we got a couple of responses. Our buddy Patrick, he says, "Hell yeah, Tabletop Simulator, Borderlands 1, and the pre-sequel maybe." Let's see, scrolling down. Looks like, yeah, Carve also. Tabletop Simulator so far. Hell yeah. Yeah. So, and then my buddy Maximus, he was texting me personally, telling me that he's got his eye on a couple of different things, but he's not too sure what yet. I think he's gonna pull the trigger on getting the Dead Space remake.
Oh man.
But I think it's like currently on sale for like $11 or $12, so he might want to jump on that because maybe by the time the big summer sale comes around, that'll be over for that. So if he wants it, he might want to jump on that now.
I want to get it now. Oh man, that game is excellent. The remake for Dead Space.
Yeah, I was telling him that I had played the original Dead Space on the PC. I want to say I was playing it, and then by the time I was done with it, not even a few weeks later, they announced the remake was coming out, and I was like, shit. And so when the remake came out, it still felt so fresh that I was like, one of these days I'll get it. So I still haven't played the remake because of how soon after I played the original that one came out. So one of these days I got to get around to it because that game was excellent, and
Yeah.
I'm sure the remake. I've heard the remake is better in almost every way. So
Yeah, dude, it's so good. I can't wait for. I hope they remake the second and the third.
oh yeah, that'd be really cool because I heard that they could really use the remakes. I haven't played them,
Yeah,
but yeah, I heard
100%.
especially by the time the third one came around, people were like, "What the fuck is this shit?" Or something like that.
Yeah, I hope they just expand more on the story, and they also don't make you do that bullshit that 3 did, where like they locked some of the lore behind the multiplayer aspect, or not the multiplayer, the co-op aspect of the
Oh,
game.
is that what it was? That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Garbage.
yeah. You like
But what about you? Do you got your eye on anything on your wish list?
me? I got Tabletop
Yeah.
Simulator. I'm looking to buy Atomic Heart here at some point. I don't own it on Steam.
Wait a second.
Uh,
Wait. Did you say you already got Tabletop Sim?
no. I'm looking to get Tabletop Sim.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Si,
Keep going.
senor.
And Atomic Heart, you said, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Atomic Heart for robot ladies. Um, Let me see what else I got in here. There's a couple games in here. I think mostly shooters. I don't think Doom the Dark Ages will go on sale anytime soon. I could be wrong, though.
Probably not. It'll go on sale, I'm sure, if it's not currently, but it probably won't be for more than like maybe 15% off. You know, probably won't be a big sale yet.
Absolutely not.
Did you see that Derek, our buddy Derek, he posted that he beat it on Night Ultra Nightmare or something like that, and he got the gold skin or whatever for beating it.
Yeah, dude, he's crazy.
He's fucking crazy, man. Those games are fucking hard on those difficulties, man.
Yeah,
that's not something to fuck around with.
They're difficult. I'm also
he's a bad bitch.
I'm trying to pick up some of the older Call of Duties, bro, because I miss playing the campaigns for some of those Call of Duty games.
Which ones are you thinking about? Like 4 and World at War and all that stuff?
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Well, I own World at War, so I can always go back and play that one. But like Modern Warfare and like Modern Warfare 2, the campaign for those were so fun.
Oh yeah, dude, I love those.
Yeah, like Black Ops 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Even some of the like the first Call of Duty games, like 1, 2, and 3. I remember because my first game or my first introduction to Call of Duty was the third one, and I really liked the campaign for that one, so I want to go back and play that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all I got though. That's all I'm looking forward to is just shooters.
Yeah, since I'm buying Death Stranding 2 this week, I might skip this sale entirely, but if I could, I'd probably get RimWorld, a game called I Am Your Beast, and maybe Dynasty Warriors Origin. RimWorld I talked about last week. I Am Your Beast looks like a first-person Hotline Miami kind of game, so that one looked really cool. And it has crazy good reviews. It's one of the highest reviewed games on Steam, apparently. And I haven't played a Dynasty Warriors game since I think the 4th game on the PS2, and it was always fun swiping your Stafford blade or whatever, and like 50 dudes go all flying in every direction. Mm-hmm. And I heard this new one's really good, so yeah. If I could, I would probably get that one too.
Excellent. Yeah. Ooh, the time.
But yeah, if you have. Yeah.
It's coming.
It's starting to get late.
No. I'm talking about the Steam Summer Sale. It's coming. The time is coming.
That's what I meant.
I don't give a shit about how long the podcast goes. I'm talking about the Steam Summer Sale. It's coming.
Oh, okay. I didn't even see how long we've been going for. Oh, it's like an hour and a half.
No, it hasn't been that long.
This is a good sized episode actually. So I'd say that brings us to the glitch out, man. Take it away.
Sure. All right, the glitch out, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. If you made it all the way through. Please check us out on TikTok and Instagram at GlitchAssEntertainment. Don't forget to get all sexual on that like button. Talk with us in the comments and subscribe to become a Glitch Ass Gamer with your boys. This has been Oscar Warrior and Tony Flowers. Tony, do you have any final comments for the audience?
I got nothing, man. Keep gaming and keep glitching. We'll see you next week.
Exactly. Bye-bye, everybody.
Laters.